Hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling, and I have a fun fold project for today. So, it goes in the envelope just like that, a regular size envelope. And, might have folded it a little bit crooked, but isn't that fun? There. And then on the back, just a little something. And it says, thanks to you. So this is my thank you card that I send once a year. I pick out a stamp set, which is this year's Vertical Blooms. And I think it's a overlooked stamp set, vertical words. And then these little flowers fit into this leaf bunch, this little flower stalk. The little swirls are really cute. And then on the back are these pieces. So there's this stem set with that flower, and they perfectly line up. And then this little piece that holds those 3 flowers. So this is a single one with the 3 flowers, and there's that little swirl piece. I wasn't sure which way it should go, but because it's so flat, I put it up against there. And then the first thing you see, are you thinking, what die set is that? Do you notice how nicely it kind of tucks into there? That is Sentimental Park, and there's even a smaller one. And this is really cute. All these little flowers, including all these little flowers, I'll be using those in just a few minutes. So this is today's project. Those are just stuck on there. Little pearls and a little bow. And then, okay, let me keep this one here. I use different paper. And this is all the paper from Countryside Inn. And I just love blues. And this has a bigger ribbon. But again, pretty much the same thing. Different paper up here. Flowers in a different pan. I kind of like that. Looking at it the next day. And the words. Oh, and then this one uses a few sets of the double leaf stem bunch. Then a little bit over here. I think maybe I don't know, they're both cute. Maybe this one. Okay, today's project, let's do it with this one, this flower arrangement on the side, and little twine bow, but otherwise the same. And stripes, should we do stripes or little flowers? They're very similar. Let's do stripes. Okay, so that is today's project. And I will put all of the paper cut sizes and a link to the dies and a link to the stamp set, the Vertical Blooms. I'll put it on my blog, and my blog is jillybling.com. Oh, my blog, I should be getting a new one soon. I've been working with someone to, and these things could go either direction, to give it a refresh. It's a completely different blog. And I think she transferred in a lot of the old posts. So she goes, you want it to be consistent. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, I have no idea about this. But I know it's going to be good. So, iridescent pearls. Let's just work on the base paper. Doing the scoring and cutting. And it's not that hard. This might make it look hard. But I'll show you, and then when you have a picture of it, and I'll take a picture of my little template too. This going across, these 2 lines going across, they should be cut, but we'll cut them on the paper. Okay, so I have my cutter, which is pink, and I have my score, which is not pink. See if you could see the top. Okay, so my little template says, score at 2 inches. So if you want, you could write it down if you don't want to go to my blog to find it. Okay, 2 inches all the way across. We'll do the 3 inches after we do the cut, and the 4 inches. This other one goes all the way across. Let's do it 6 inches. Okay, so now let's do the cuts. I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to line up the edge of the paper at 1 1/4. Get my little cutter, and I'm going to cut in between the score lines. So it's probably hard for you to see them. The score line is right here at the 6-inch mark, and the other score line is at 2. So I'm going to get the center of that right to 6, and then go to 2 inches. Okay. Then I'm going to scooch the paper to 4 1/4. Go at 2 to 6. Okay. And then I'm going to finish up the rest of the score lines. So just to confirm, 2, we already did that one. Next one is 3. And 3 is just on this middle panel, now that I have the cuts. So from here to here, 4, scooch it to 4. I'm looking right here at the top. And that's just the top portion and the bottom portion. And to 5. 5 inches across the top, and that one is going to go just on the middle panel. Okay, and my score lines went over, but that's okay. You're like, what's she talking about? So let me see if I can hold this so you can see it. Maybe if I start bending it. Like this score line right here. I could see it down there on the paper. I could see this one down on the paper. But in this one I did too short. But after you get it scored and you put all the little panels on, you can't tell. Oh, and you know, I probably need a new cutter because I see these little shards over here. Little bits of paper. Little fibers. Which means I need a new blade, which is actually pretty good because I've had that blade in there since I purchased it many years ago. And I'll admit, I don't use that, the cutting blade often. I usually use my big machine, but something like this, you can't do that. Okay, I might need to change my little cutter sooner than later because I'm going to make a few of these. Oh, I'm not doing too good. Maybe after it's scored. Maybe then I could get into it. Okay, so let me put this up here. See if you could see it. You could see it good right there. Okay, so this panel stays down. The middle one comes up. The middle one comes up. Down, down, up, up. Okay, I think that's it. Yes! Success! I noticed that when I work on a project, the next day I seem to wear that color. This is more like a little bit more olive and lemon lime twist meshed together. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's get to building this thing. So this is for, well, that's on top. Let's do the flower. The flower, these are the colors we'll be using today. Whisper White, Berry Burst, Misty Moonlight, Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm going to stamp the stem, the leaves first, and then add a hint of color with my blend. And I'll show you why. When you look at this right here, oh yeah, okay, cute. But when you look at it compared to the sample, I like it to have just that little hint of more color. So to do that, this is Lemon Lime Twist, and I'm using Granny Apple Dark. I'm just going to take each of the little branches and do like a center vein, just a little swoosh up. And what's kind of fun is when the ink that I just stamped, the dye-based ink, is a little bit wet, this blend, the Granny Apple blend, it's happy to go where there's white paper, but where there's ink, it's a little bit resistant, which makes for kind of a cool effect on the leaf. There, that's good. Okay, done with that. So let's do the flowers in Berry Burst. These are all brand new ink pads. How is that for new? Oh, we had to do the green. Oh, no, 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 no. That's the back. Okay, so here, all these flowers in the stamp set, all of these right here, they're all together, right here. And I'm going to line up the bottom one, the top one, and then maybe a side one. So I'll start with bottom one, top one, bottom one, top one, and I'm looking at this side one right here. I hear a dog wanting to come in. He's in trouble with me because he got up on a bed when I was in the shower. That is a no-no, especially with white bedding. He can't be doing that. So I hear him over there kind of knocking. He does this to the door. It's like, oh, he's in trouble right now. It's so nice outside. I think it's like 75 already. Okay, so this, there's no dies for it. So it's just a little bit of hand cutting. Ooh, there's another knock. So we're getting ready to go on a little vacation, which is going to be fun. We're going to be gone for 12 days. The kids are going to come and stay here, which is nice. And they'll bring Bruiser. And I asked them, I said, I hope it's not too much work and too much effort for you to leave home and live here. They're like, oh no, no, it's fine. I think they kind of like it. Or at least I like to think that they like it. Oh, that dog is whining. Let me see if I could have him wait. Bo, you stay out. You stay out. Okay, see if that works. So, the Bo boy is going to have lots of company for quite a bit of time. I bet you they'll let him up on the bed. I'll have to warn him. Don't do that, or else you get to wash the cover. Okay, so then this is going to go on with dimensionals, but we had to cut out the label. That label is so fun. Wait till I show you how the label works. It's 2 pieces, and oh, we're going to use fancy paper on that too. There was a paper that was in last year's holiday catalog, and it was textured shimmery paper. Let me find that right here. And it came in balmy blue. I think they're calling this white. Can you see it? And shaded spruce. Okay, so let me show you the dies. Look at that die. And it has the little stitching on it and the flowers on it, which is very cute. I'm going to purposely put it at an angle and cut that out. But there's this one that layers in there. And at first I'm like, oh, I'm going to cover up part of the flowers, but oh, I like the stitching. But just wait. This one's going to be done in navy. And I'm using these little flowers. At first, I was using the solid ones, and it's 3 of them on 1 die, which is very convenient. But I think that I like the opened, like these ones, a little bit better. So let's go back in there. There's the dies. Okay, so let me show you how fun this is. So, see this little slit? You could tuck the paper in, just like that. And you know, this bundle was around in the last mini catalog, and I just overlooked it. And then when I saw it was making its way to the new annual catalog, like, okay, let me look at that. Ah, it's cute flowers. But then I didn't like the thought of cutting off these flowers. Little did I know. And I had it right here. So I'm very happy. You see how cute that is? And it just tucks in underneath so that the flowers show up. Yeah, very cute. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. I don't know that it really needs glue, but maybe that's a gotta make sure it's controlled type thing. Oh, I'll be using more of this glue. Okay, so that might be popping up just a little bit. That one's dirty, dirty stamp. There, just wait. Okay, let's build the card. That'll be fun. Put these on dark paper, otherwise I will probably lose them. So all these panels just get stuck onto the card. After all that scoring, this card is really easy. Isn't that paper beautiful? It was so hard to use some of the prints because you turn it over. I think I'm using the print that has the fox on it, and I just love that paper. Oh, but we have to do, on one of these, we have to do the, I should just do it now while I'm thinking about it. The words. Thanks to you. I keep on, in my head, whenever I see that, I keep on thinking, thanks to you for, I guess you would write that on the inside. Whisper White. You get this in the catalog. Great for stamping. Takes a little bit to dry. Great for embossing because it's a craft. See how it says right here, craft ink? It remains sticky, which gives you time to put the powder on it. But for me, they seem to dry up. Like every time I use them, I need to re-ink it. So here's one that I didn't re-ink, and then when I had poor success, I re-inked it. So you might be able to tell the difference. But this, just when I put the stamp in it, you don't get much ink. If I did that here, my finger would be all white. But just in case you don't know about re-inking, craft, Stampin' White ink. This is how I do it, and everyone may have different ways. I don't know that there's really a wrong, but I just try to put ink, like layers of it, and usually in the center it wants lots of ink. And then I'm going to use the tip of my re-inker, because it's kind of rounded, to get it down into the foam, because that's the goal, is you want the foam to hold the ink so that you get smooth coverage on your stamp. If I left it just like this, obviously on my stamp I would have blobs of it, which would not be good. And sometimes you do the best you can with rubbing it in, but it takes using the stamp a few times to really push the ink down into the pad. And sometimes when you're rubbing it in, I could tell I don't have much ink here, so I just put a little more. Some people have a dedicated bone folder. Some people have a, you know, the Pampered Chef, the little gizmo that you wash the stones with, because you're not supposed to put soap on them. You use this little spatula thing. Some people use those. So just, or some people use a credit card. Whatever you have is good. Okay, so you can see that that's a little bit worked into the foam. So this stamp pad now should be ready to go. But I know that this one is. That one's loaded up with ink. Ooh, and it's considerably heavier now. Okay, back on track. Thanks to you. Big stamp. I'm going to do it right in the middle. Because I just re-inked it, the first time I used it, it was a little bit of a blob of, like maybe I re-inked it too much. Oh, but this one is better. This has two little parts. Ooh. See the detail of the line right down the center? And because it's so well inked, I kind of lost some of the line. The ink just filled in between it. But I think it's going to be fine. Doesn't that look nice? Navy and white. White embossing powder all over the place. And because this is thin paper, this designer paper is thinner than the cardstock, I'm gonna use my heat tool and it's gonna go kind of quick. Okay, there it is. And with most papers, when you put the heat tool to them, they're a little bit warped. And that will calm down with time. Or if I put something on it for just a minute while I assemble the rest of the card with the cool block, the cool tabletop, hopefully it will flatten out. Otherwise, liquid glue will get it to flatten out. Isn't this paper just so pretty? I have all kinds of little paperweights right here. My blocks. Okay, that's good. And this one goes on the back. How about some of these little striped ones? That one has the birds on it. I like the birds. Hear the birds outside singing. They've been so noisy lately. Not noisy as in bad. Noisy as in very happy and very much singing. I was telling my nail guy, I said, yeah, those birds, they're getting up early and they're loud. And he says, you know, that as soon as the sun comes up, they start singing because they're ready to, as he said, get busy. And I'm like, yeah, they have to get worms. He goes, no, they're going to get busy. And I'm like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Funny, funny. Oh, I might not have taken enough little pieces, but I have them ready. Well, if the birds are still singing and the sun has been up for 3 hours, those are quite the birds. I don't know if that's true. He's just a kid and he is all into his natural way of life and meditation and yoga. And what was the other thing he said? He said he used to have all kinds of like seasonal allergies. And then he started doing this particular type of meditation, and it stopped his allergies. I'm like, wow. I found my 2 little pieces. They're hiding under a card. They were. Uh-oh, here comes Roomba. Oh, she's so noisy. Okay, let them connect and I'll tell her to stop for just a minute. Stop. Okay. She stopped in the hallway. I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Allergies. Okay, this is still warped. So I'm going to be a little bit extra glue to hold it in place. Thanks to you. Okay. Yeah, it's trying to curl up. There'll be no curling up. Okay, that looks good. Let it get stuck down. This should be plenty. So a little bow. Baker's Twine Essential Pack. I'm so happy that stayed. And I just want it to be a tiny little bow. And you know when you're tying your bows, see how my knot, it's really loose right now? Get the bows right where you want them. Because if I was trying to get the bow right how I wanted it and it was tight, it would kind of get all, the little ears would get all twisty curvy. Just because the twine is naturally twisted. Okay, there it is. Okay, and I'm not sure how short yet. I think it's going to have to be short because I don't want it to get in the way of the card, the movement part. Okay, let's see if this is drying. Flat. This one's a little challenging. Dry. It's a little bit lumpy. Okay, since this is ready, let's work on the front. So this is going to go right here. And liquid glue is going to be right there in the middle. I don't want to get it on the side panels. Glue, that'll be enough to hold it in place. Get this centered. I'm looking at this bit and that bit, making sure they're centered. And that fits so nicely that it's not going to get in the way of the movement of the card. Okay, and here's the flowers. Those go on with dimensionals. Maybe a few little ones. There. Here. Oop, the dog is back again. And this goes right here. At first I'm thinking, you know, this is kind of too simple, but somehow I just keep liking it. Then I'll put the bow on with a glue dot. But I'm going to roll up the glue dot because the knot of the bow is small. The glue dot is bigger than the knot of the bow. So that could go right here. Very sweet. There's that dog again. He could wait. We're almost done. And then I always like to put a little bit of glue on the bow because I just don't want it coming up. And that will dry clear. Okay, and how about a few bling? How about 5? rhinestone or 5 iridescent pearls. So I'll do 2 big ones. Oh, and you know, let me show you. What do you think? This one, I did the pearls right here in the center. This other one, I put the pearls off to the side. What do you like better? Here's one over here too. I think maybe on the center. So it looks like it's a addition to the flowers. These are like the baby breath, little flower bits. And these pearls, they come in large and small. That's all that's to it. I don't know. Right there. Okay. So now, I would flip it over, but I have that little glob of glue right there. So let's work on the center and let that have a little bit of time to dry. I have these flowers to put on. Aren't they cute? I love just the little outline. You could probably do them in different colors and layer them. That would be fun. Okay, so on the back, I'm going to stamp that little swirl. I know it's hard to see. Okay, little flowers. There, now you can see. I'll stamp the swirl thing at the top again, and that will go in Misty Moonlight. This one. Try again. Okay. And then which flowers? Let's try the little triple sprig. I had to do my green marker on it too. Lemon lime, little mini sprig. Cute. Then the little triple flowers in Berry Burst. I like Berry Burst. I liked it before, but somehow I really like it now. Oh, so cute. Look how cute that is. See, now that's all you have to write. Just a little bit. I think we're done stamping. Okay, so these get attached. Okay, this gets attached to the back. Okay, glue. Okay, I could be smarter than, oh, you know what? It won't stick on dimensionals, right? On the tape. That's packing tape, by the way, that I put over mine. If you want, I'll send you the video on making magic dimensionals. Not that it's hard, you just put packing tape over it. But sometimes it's just nice to see. Okay, so there's that. And then, which one has the I like the flowers like this. Like this, or in the bottom corner. I think I like them here. It kind of balances out the words. So, I'll put the big one in the middle. And a little bit smaller one. And I just want the centers lined up. A little bit smaller. And then maybe two of the smallest ones. So I'm going to put this card in with the stamp set for my people. I so appreciate my people. And I'm not worried about sliding it and seeing the glue because I know it will dry clear. Okay, and then a few little rhinestones on the back, just because, I keep calling them rhinestones, just because I like them and they're pretty. So how about in the middle, a big one in the middle of the big flower. And then some little ones kind of trailing down as if they're pretend flowers. These are buds. That's what it is. Little flower buds. Okay, I think that's it. Did we do the card? The back is done. And the front is done. There it is. I think maybe I cut these crooked or scored them crooked, but I have to work on that. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe and like button. Okay, bye.